Okay, so let me talk about the innovation. What is innovation? It is the process and outcome of creating something new. So, as I already explained earlier, imagine and finding new ideas is the ability for creativity. Creativity for finding solutions the to the problems. But innovation, on the other hand, it's a step forward, one step forward, and develop the creativity ability. And innovation, you create something. Yeah, it's a process and outcome of the uh, creativity. So innovation is something new, which is also has a value. So if you perceive something as a new, so it's going to be an innovation. So it's a subjective process. Uh, uh, Something new for me cannot be a new for you. It's already oldest for you, but it's a perception of something. So it involves the whole process from the opportunity identification, identification, or the invention or to development, prototyping, production, marketing, and sales. As I already mentioned before, so the ideas are limited to the creativity. Then if you convert your ideas into a practice, then it becomes a technology, or we can call it innovation. But we need to market those innovation technology into the market. Then it becomes innovation, and if you do this activity, you become entrepreneurship. So those process involves from opportunity identification to the marketing, and during that time, entrepreneurship only needs to involve the commercialization. And Schumpeter, as you remember, mentioned about the destructive innovation. So change everything. So break the traditions and everything. So the behind the innovation, when we go back, is the ability to creativity, and creativity is the act of turning new or imaginative idea into reality. So when you turn this one into reality and create the goods, or we call it technology, then it becomes innovation. So creativity is, as you can see from the screen, involves lots of things like inspiration, vision, idea, brainstorming, mind, imagination, innovation, motivation, and knowledge. Lots of things is affected to innovation. And the creativity is characterized by the ability to perceive the world in the new ways, to find hidden patterns, to make connections between seemingly unrelated phenomena, to generate solutions. So you need to find different solutions, unusual solutions to the reality. So creativity means doing things different, basically. It involves two processes. One is the thinking, another one is the producing. So we can also formulate entrepreneurship into this formula. And when you combine your creativity with innovation, then it becomes entrepreneurship. And entrepreneurship is also characterized by creating values to the people, to the benefits of the world and everything. So the entrepreneurs succeed by the thinkers and doing new things, or all things in a new ways. So it doesn't necessarily be an invention. It can be a discovery, or radical changes in the reality. So if you want to be an entrepreneur, you don't need to be like a Edison to find a lamp. If you bring lamp to the places which is not exist, then you can also become an entrepreneur. So the innovation is the ability to apply creative solutions to the problems and opportunities to enhance people's lives, to enrich society. On the other hand, creativity is the ability to develop new ideas and to discover new ways to looking at the problems and opportunities. Basically, creativity is the thinking process And when you convert your new thinkings into new things, then it becomes innovation. And if you put this new innovation into market and creating a new value, it's going to be entrepreneurship. So those are the barriers for creativity and innovation. 10 barriers. Some of them is here. Accepting the traditions and becoming very traditional is the main characters. As you can see, avoiding ambiguity and fearing looking foolish or making mistakes and believing that I'm not creative. Those are the main blocks and barriers for the entrepreneur. So you need to remove and release from these barriers. Sorry. So the 4 phases to avoid innovation and creative barriers. So the knowledge accumulation is really important, especially in readings and professional conferences and talking and visits to the library, and also finding example people, model people, good entrepreneurs is a good starting point. And incubation process is really important. Try to find the incubation centers to develop a new ventures or startups. And the idea, or Eureka, as you remember, the Archimedes just shouted Eureka. Eureka, it means that I found it. An idea. It means literally, translation is an idea. It's really important, but you need to convert this idea into practice. And the 4th one, evaluate and implement the innovation, which means that you need to first create the prototypes and then receive the perceptions of these prototypes. There are lots of innovation types. Maybe in the future I'm going to talk about it, especially in Oslo conferences. They define the types of innovations, but I'm going to talk about some of them. One of them is the invention, described as the creation of a new product, services, or processes. Especially in Oslo conference, it's called product innovation, and sometimes another thing, process innovation and marketing innovation, organizational innovation. Those are the different types of innovation. Extension is the expansion of a product, services, or processes. If you diffuse products to a larger mass, then it becomes the extension and diffusion of an innovation. Duplication is also another type of innovation, defined as the replication of an already existing product, services, or processes. So you can duplicate. You can, in economy, as you already know it, we increase the value of goods in terms of places and time. So if you take the new goods into the places which is not exist, then you can duplicate it. So you don't need to create, or you don't need to discover, or you don't need to invent any new things, but you can take these new things into the places. And the synthesize is another type of innovation, is the combination of existing concepts and factors into a new formulation. So these are the analysis thinking of your ability. So based on these types, we can call different innovation. Those are the innovation in terms of product, processes, marketing, organizational, technological, social, and business model innovation. So those are the types. So the product innovation, which is the most common one, new goods or services, is the inventions, is the example for the new products. And market and process innovation is other types of innovation. So a new or significantly improved production or delivery methods can become the process innovation. In terms of logistics and in terms of production, manufacturing, we can see those kind of innovations. And the marketing is the development of new marketing methods with the improvement of the new products and designs, packaging, production of pricing, other types. And organizational, especially in organizations, organizational management, the creating a new atmosphere and democratic environment, and the communication atmosphere are the recent trends in organization, and the creation of a new organization methods in business practices, and running organization or new organization behavior, workplaces, and external relations are the typical examples of organizational arrangements. So the organization innovation can be within the firms or companies, or between the companies, or among the companies outside, or I mean, it can be local, regional, national, and international at the same time. So the technological innovations based on the specific technology, invention, and discovery. So when we call the innovation, everybody assumes that only invention can be innovation, but it is not limited to that type. Social innovations in this, especially I mentioned you before, these are more important than the technological ones, and these are the benefits for the larger people. And business model innovation, especially recently, we can see that one in the market. So it involves the changing the way of business in terms of capturing a business. You can see the examples, especially in the Dell company during the 19th. So we can also next week talk about the degree of novelty in terms of incremental, radical, and systematic innovation. So I'm going to